let's get into this movie. So,
Woo!
Here's the thing. I am one of the few men to be born in 1991 who did not grow up watching Dragon Ball. I just didn't watch it. I had no interest in it, and I also don't think my mom would have let me because she didn't like violence.
There's no way in hell Mom would let us watch
She wouldn't have,
this
and I
shit.
also just wasn't interested. Nina, you also didn't watch it. Tooch,
Nope.
you did.
Yes.
So this is a rare sample group of people who were born in the early 90s who did not watch Dragon Ball Z. Which makes us kind of, not the most qualified to talk about this movie, but I think it provides an interesting perspective. We all loved it. We all thought it was fun as hell.
It was the most fun.
And part of the thing about Dragon Ball that I like is that, there's actually a lot of lore going on, but it doesn't matter because everything boils down to a bunch of big idiots screaming and punching.
Dragon Ball is an interesting franchise because the first half of it, the Dragon Ball half and the Z half are very tonally different.
Yeah.
And I've always boiled it down to Dragon Ball is a better story, Dragon Ball Z is high-octane fun. And you definitely lose a lot of stuff from Dragon Ball when you transition to Dragon Ball Z, but these past two movies, and I guess the subsequent Dragon Ball Super, the third series, which is not a manga, although they'll probably adapt it into a manga because that's what they always do, even when an anime comes first.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that Akira Toriyama's these movies and Dragon Ball Super has been the first thing Akira Toriyama has come back to head, because that's why Dragon Ball GT was so awful and no longer canon. Because it was just I think one of his assistants was heading it, so it's it was almost there, but it was missing that classic Toriyama charm.
When did Z end? What year was that? Do you know?
Z, well, it's hard to say because we didn't the localization took forever back then, so it didn't end for us for a minute.
In Japan, because that would have marked Toriyama's last influence.
1996.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dragon Ball started in the mid-'80s.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell by that art. It's got it's got an 80s look to it, which then went on to define a lot of imitators in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first played Chrono Trigger, I'm like, man, whoever made this art was really copping Toriyama's style. Oh, it was him. That's why everybody has that face that they have.
And Dragon Quest.
Yeah, he was playing for both teams at the time, Square and Enix.
Yeah. And there wasn't a break in between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z manga-wise.
No, because in Japan
started it and they gave it a new name because they got older.
That is he woke up one day and it's everybody's an alien.
Well,
that was really only for the name change was really only for the anime. I'm pretty sure in Japan the entire manga, even the Z stuff, the manga is still called Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's what it seems to say here, and which is
very confusing.
That's what Naruto basically ripped it from, where they're okay, I'm gonna do a time skip, and they're gonna be older, but it's gonna be the same, but I'm gonna give it a tag name.
You know who didn't do that? One Piece.
But Dragon Ball did it first. And then Z was just for the anime until it came here.
Yeah, and because Z was localized first, right?
No,
I'm not sure.
No, I recently
know for
saw
a fact.
Video on this. They started to localize Dragon Ball. It got the ratings were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Then Dragon Ball Z came out in Japan, and they were fuck, we need to do this right now. Fuck Dragon Ball. And so they just jumped straight into localizing Dragon Ball Z and just dropped Dragon Ball and then put that on the air. And of course the ratings were astronomical. So they just stuck with that until the end.
Toonami eventually did, Toonami did eventually air, they did finish, they did a redub of Dragon Ball with, the newer...
Yeah, they went back
the
and
voice cast and
recast
stuff.
it and did it from the beginning afterwards.
And Toonami, I remember Toonami did it. I remember that was such a big deal when Toonami was finally airing Dragon Ball. I got a bunch of VHS tapes and just shoved them in my TV, no, I'm saving this, and then it did, they're somewhere, they're probably thrown away.
Yeah, but because of that, there's a lot of people who growing up, and maybe even still now, who completely fell off of this franchise once they stopped watching cartoons, because there are some of those people who don't even know that there is a Dragon Ball. To them, Dragon Ball is just shorthand for Dragon Ball Z, and it's for that reason that in mixed company, I will refer to the original one as Dragon Ball Classic or Dragon Ball Babies.
Dragon Ball Babies.
Dragon Ball Babies.
That title has now been bestowed upon Emperor Pilaf and friends.
Yeah, now
that's
they're the
definitely-
babies.
Now they're baby. I'm pretty sure, like, at first I thought I was maybe forgetting something, but apparently, like, we just haven't seen how they become babies, and Dragon Ball Super is handling that. So I seriously think that these movies have just been feature-length advertisements to go watch Dragon Ball Super.
Well, they said in Battle of the Gods that they had gathered all the Dragon Balls and wished to become younger, but they didn't specify how young, so they got turned into babies.
Yeah, but I've got
so
a buddy...
that just means that, like, Shenron the Eternal Dragon was just fucking with
Yeah,
them.
pretty much. He pulled a monkey's paw.
I've got a buddy...
a genie. You asked for this.
I've got a buddy at work who's, like, the most into Dragon Ball of any person I've ever known. And he's been watching Super, and he says that they just didn't cover that either.
Yeah.
They're just babies. They didn't even offhand mention the Shinron thing.
Yeah, I want
Well-
to start watching Super. It's not on Crunchyroll, which I'm surprised.
I mean, give it a minute. I think Funimation probably has that on lock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dragon Ball Z is Funimation's proudest baby favorite child.
I know, I'm just worried that they won't release it until they've dubbed it.
Oh, they probably won't.
Yeah, so then you won't be able to find it anywhere. Because they're gonna...
They're pretty good at dubbing Dragon Ball Z.
No, they're good at
probably
dubbing.
almost
They're
done
also
right now.
really good at erasing illegal posts of Dragon Ball and
I've been
other
watching it.
websites.
I've been watching it just fine.
Oh, well, okay.
It's good.
Alright. I'm glad. I'm excited.
I'm
I want to watch
I'm-
that Vegeta Family Vacation episode.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it sounds so good. They're my Vegeta Family's my favorite.
Cause it's actually referencing something from like later Dragon Ball Z. Like they call back to it that cause you guys only know up to where Dragon Ball Z Abridged is. So
Yeah.
you know nothing.
And
of Boo.
even I fell off a DBZ Abridged and have been meaning to catch up, but haven't in a while.
It's so good.
I
It's
didn't.
so good.
I didn't see any of this. Like they're in the Cell Saga right now, right?
Yeah. they
I haven't
are.
seen any Cell Saga stuff.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty good.
But so at one point, I'm pretty sure it's in the Boo parts, but Vegeta and Trunks are like training,
As
and
Seibu.
but it's not future Trunks, it's Babby Trunks.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why it's it's in Boo. It's the time skip Trunks is like 7 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know Babby
so-
Trunks. Where
Yeah,
where
and so-
did Future Trunks go?
Back to his time.
Okay.
But anyway,
Back to his
so,
timeline that he overwrote. I don't.
No, he didn't overwrite.
No, because it was a multi-dimensional theory.
Okay.
He's still somehow connected to his original timeline, so he can return to it. but-
'Cause it's a
Okay, so
different
it's not Back to the
dimension.
Future rules.
Yeah, no, it's different dimension rules.
Man, Back to the Future rules breaks Back to the Future rules sometimes. That franchise, it's perfect movie, but
Yeah.
okay, anyway. Don't talk to me about time travel. This will be a 5-hour episode. So Vegeta gets a little too intense, like training Trunks. Like Trunks like sort of pulls an unexpected fast one on him. He's like, "Oh shit!" and like punches his son square in the fucking face. and
he would
and
do
he's-
that.
And here's the thing. He did that, and Vegeta's probably still the best dad in any anime.
yeah. And so
That's where the bar is.
And so, like, he's trying to play it off all cool, like, well, you shouldn't have been fucking around or whatever, and he's just like, fine, whatever, I'll like, stop crying and I'll take you to the park.
Like a dog?
Yes!
Yeah, and Trunks is immediately like, well, I think that's how they dubbed it, so now I'm wondering how they're gonna handle that, because I think in the original Japanese it was like, I'll take you to the amusement park.
Well,
And so, like, that's what this family vacation is. It's Vegeta's promise to Trunks for the vacation that he promised when he punched him in the fucking face.
I love it! I need to
That's
watch this right now.
incredible.
Yay! Okay.
So the actual DBZ stuff that we're talking about, leading up to this movie, we all made an effort, or Tooch had already seen it. Tooch told us to watch Battle of the Gods, which was the first piece of Dragon Ball media that Toriyama had done since the end of Z.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know how involved he was with the movies. Probably
I
none.
think he was more involved with Resurrection F than he was with Battle of the Gods.
I think that's true.
I think
I don't
'cause
think
I
he
know
wrote the
he
He
script.
did have something. He did have something. No, I'm talking about the older movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
But these two definitely, absolutely. He was in.
Yeah.
These were his things.
Yeah, I mean, he,
Right.
designed the characters, and I think he wrote Resurrection F.
Yeah.
I don't think he wrote Battle of the
No,
Gods.
he didn't.
Because
No.
I remember the story with like the origin of Beerus and Whis' names.
Yeah.
The
He
script,
thought
the scriptwriter named Beerus as in virus, and then Toriyama, being Toriyama, showed up and was like, "Oh, clearly he's named after beer because all characters ever are named after food. So I'll name the other guy after whiskey."
Because he's stronger.
You wanted me on this movie. This is what happens.
clearly some lack of communication. Nobody sent me a memo. I created this entire thing. All right, fine. I look like a dick.
Gods are alcohol. Deal with it. Okay.
Oh man. So yeah, honestly, like, and the only reason I pressed so hard for you to watch Battle of Gods is because like it.
No, you need
Well,
to
obviously,
watch
it introduced. You need to watch it. It introduces Beerus. It's essentially like Resurrection F is essentially a sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It has
It introduced
Beerus.
Beerus, it introduced Super Saiyan God, and it reminded, and it introduced anybody who didn't watch Dragon Ball Babies of Pilaf, Shu, and Mai.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
And
was
there was
actually
some
the thing I
really
was most thankful for to have any context for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I would
also,
have figured out
Pan.
who Beerus was.
Pan. Baby Pan.
Yeah, baby Pan. I'm so happy. Pan is my favorite.
And
Still
there
waiting.
was
All the Saiyan children are my favorite. They're all precious.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Bra to show up in proper canon.
I know everybody was hoping that, like, after the events of Battle of the Gods, you know, Vegeta and Bulma would have had some husband and wife time, and then Bulma
Nope.
would have gotten pregnant, but that's not what happened. And, like, when Bulma was coming over the hill in the first scene that had her in Resurrection F, everybody was like, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Fuck!
Oh yeah, and how about did you guys got that fucking pre-show trivia hour with the voice actors, right?
Yes,
I came in
I
very
did.
late.
I got to
I
see
got like I sat
some
in,
of it, yeah.
there on like the second to last question is when I got in.
So but anyway, like it just sort of showed who out of the voice actors was like the for real weebs. And I think the winners were Sonny Strait, who voices Krillin, and Ian Sinclair, who voices Whis, and Space Dandy, and
Yeah.
Brooke in One Piece. I love the shit out of
I
Ian
love Ian Sinclair.
And that he was that reporter in the Michiko and Hachin circus episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, my favorite bit was like, because they were talking about characters, and at one point he slips up and calls Hercule Mr. Satan.
Uh-oh.
Because that's his original Japanese name, and then they changed it to Hercule. And I don't know how true this is. It could be rumor Snopes this, and if I'm wrong, but I heard that like that like the East and West have sort of come to an understanding, and his full name is just Hercule Satan.
Yeah, I think the Satan thing is okay now.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think they probably, I don't know. I like Hercule
yeah.
because it makes him, it fits with his motif more. Like this who's this random asshole calling himself the devil?
I don't know. I mean, I
Who
was
talks like Hulk
confused.
Hogan,
I
but
was-
is way cooler of a guy.
I was like talking to my friend. I was like, "Who's Hercule?" And he's like, "You don't know who?" Oh fuck!
Who's Hercule? He's the greatest warrior Earth's ever known!
And I was like, "Oh, he's Vidal's dad.
Yeah, no, Hercule
He's a
Satan
guy I
according
never
to the
saw."
according to the Dragon Ball wiki, Hercule Satan is canon.
Yeah,
At least
I
in the
did
English
it.
dub.
The coolest trivia fact I can think of for Hercule, also technically not. I don't think it's anime canon at all or manga canon, but in every single, and there's a lot of them, Dragon Ball Z video game, which basically the video games are really keeping the franchise alive because they come out with like 2 a fucking year probably.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
think the video game with all the new
Xenoverse.
characters and the new God Super Saiyan came out before this movie did.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. As, like, promotional
Xenoverse came out
DLC.
earlier this year.
But, like, I'm pretty sure in every single Dragon Ball Z game that features Hercule, like, because 99% of the cast can fly, and they don't want to try and figure out that mechanic of having a character who can't do that, he just has a jetpack.
That's not
And,
where
like,
I thought
nobody
you were going.
questions it.
I thought you were
And-
going to be like, oh, he's like the Dan Hibiki of this franchise. He just can't fly.
He's basically the Dan Hibiki, though. I'm pretty sure his health bar is super low, and instead of ki blasts, he throws dynamite and shit.
Wonderful. And there's a giant golden statue in front of their house.
Yes.
It seemed like in memoriam, but the guy's alive. Oh, but that opening with... Okay, let's start from the beginning with this movie. That first opening sequence everybody in my audience was very confused. We were like, are we in the right movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
And
like, is
then-
this a short film? Are they doing
Yeah,
this?
me too. I was like, I didn't know there was going to be a short film. Oh.
Nope, Frieza's in hell.
Because like
Oh, I'm sorry. The home for infinite losers.
oh, is that how they justified it?
Yeah.
Because I knew about
on-
HIFL. I knew about HFIL. I didn't know
It
that
stands
that's
for the home for infinite losers.
I did not know that part. That's great.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, you
Okay,
remember
so in the anime, in the original Dragon Ball Z story, when Goku falls off of Snake Way,
Mm-hmm.
he falls into the underworld. He falls into hell, and there's these two ogres who are guarding hell and trying to keep him from getting out. And their t-shirt and their shirts just straight up say hell on it.
Right.
And when it aired in America, they were like, what are we gonna do? And I guess he just some dude just opened up Photoshop and like removed some letter lines to change the letters to HFIL for every frame.
Wonderful.
And also, well, depending on how early the dub was, anytime Goku or Gohan was naked, which was a lot, because tiny boy penises are hilarious in Japan.
Yeah.
They just sort of like sloppily photoshopped some underwear or fabric covering up those bits.
They should have just put a leaf. That would've
Just like no explanation. No, he's got a leaf stuck to his junk all the time.
It's a cartoon.
It's art. It's art. Damn it.
And then we got a reveal that Krillin is now working as a police officer.
He's one of the good ones.
He's a good police officer. He's very good at his job. And Piccolo is still the babysitter.
Yep.
Forever and always.
That made me laugh so hard. He's so mad.
He's like, I've raised like 3 generations of children.
I tried to kill Goku. I've raised every single one of his children.
And now his children's children. And, I mean, the story is pretty simple. Goku and Vegeta are off on wherever the hell Beerus lives. I don't remember that as a name.
The Beerus land.
Beerus town. To train with Whis, because at the end of A Battle of the Gods, it was revealed that he's like the most powerful thing in this entire universe.
or at least in
Just
this dimension.
universe.
Yeah, just in this universe. And they're just hanging out and training like they do. And it gives it a convenient reason for Goku and Vegeta, the 2 most useful members of the Z Squad, to not be on Earth when shit goes down, like it always is. And then...
And they make that goof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krillin's just straight up like, can't you come to the beginning of the fight for once?
He's like, nope.
No, I'm training!
Another fun fact about Krillin, his ringtone was the first One Piece theme song.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
I was like freaking out in the theater like, what?
So they're training. Beerus is like asleep, half asleep, I don't know. He's being a funny cat man, eating pizza and drinking beer.
Yes.
And then, let's see. Some of Frieza's, like, minions.
Yeah, like the remnants of the Frieza Force have been trying to gather the Namekian Dragon Balls, but like
They
they
can't even
can't.
find Namek.
Yeah, they can't find new Namek. And they're like, well, we've been really afraid to go to Earth, because Earth has that scary guy on it.
We're gonna get beat up
We're gonna
if we
get
go there.
dead. But they run into the Pilaf gang, there's some hijinks, they end up wishing Frieza back to life with the Dragon Balls. But in pieces.
Yeah, he just sort of falls around in chunks. There was one thing that didn't strike me. It's like, oh, cool, we get a second wish, and I was wondering that, like, before he made the wish. I was like, oh, wait, in the new Dragon Ball Z continuity, when they make new Dragon Balls, Dende throws in a second wish to sweeten the deal. But then they did it, and I was like, okay, cool, this continuity, I love it. And I was like, just wish for Frieza's body to be back together. Why are you guys mulling this over? But, like, no,
Well,
then
'cause they
she
can
wished
do
for
that-
$1 million.
Because they can do that themselves. They figured they might as well do another impossible thing.
Yeah, I guess.
And then they wished for not that much amount of money.
Yeah, if
So
you're
the
too
kids
rich, your
wouldn't-
kids will be jerks and will own nightclubs.
I love those.
There's and I love what's her name?
My.
Mai. It was like, well, my boyfriend is a Saiyan and he'll beat you up. It's
Oh
like,
no, it's like on a gut reaction level, it's adorable, but then I'm like, she's like 40.
Yeah, she's as old as Trunks' mom.
Good job, Trunks.
Way to go, kid. And then...
You live in the Van Halen dream.
And then we cut to Bulma. And the breakout character. Everybody loves him. Everybody needs him. Jocko.
Galactic Patrolman Jocko!
Now, Chooch, give us some background on where Jocko comes from.
Well, a couple years ago, Akira Toriyama came out with a short, like, single volume or one issue or whatever, like, short manga run, called Galactic Patrolman Jocko, and it was just a cute, little funny adventure I've yet to read.
Yeah.
But it's just about this little, I think it's almost like Invader Zim-esque, like his superiors don't have any faith in him, so they send him off on impossible missions to die. But he just keeps coming back.
'Cause he's Jocko.
He's my favorite.
And we saw him fight, like, he's a smart fighter. So I believe
he
that
fights
he
by
hasn't
mostly
died.
running away.
And using his brain and, like,
Yeah.
getting his enemies into traps and stuff. And
He's a little
frustrating
shit.
them.
He's such a little shit, I love him.
So he comes to Earth and it's like, I'm looking for Bulma. Apparently, he and Bulma know each other because apparently, in the manga, Tights, he ran into Tights, who's Bulma's sister that we never knew about. But
Yep.
this movie retconned and like, yeah, Tights is Bulma's sister. And we're like, okay, where is she? Why isn't she around? But whatever.
Oh, do you guys know the
Okay,
unofficial name, the official unofficial name of Bulma's mom?
No.
It's Panties.
Oh.
Punchy.
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 Yeah, Toriyama said that, she's never been officially named, but if I were to do that, it would be Punchy. Jocko's last name is Teiri Menten Piboshi.
I assume that's a joke that it's unpronounceable. Because it's an alien.
Yeah.
But, okay, so apparently Tights... I have no idea about Tights as a character, but all I know is because I'm reading the plot summary of Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. It's like, at some point she came into a lot of money for agreeing to act as a body double for a pop star in a dangerous rocket launch publicity stunt.
Her family's already rich as balls.
I don't know. Maybe she's like the third Olsen sister and just doesn't want any of it.
Maybe.
Although I think she broke into acting.
And then the last movie confirmed that Vegeta's brother is real too.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the other Osborne kid.
Oh.
Who wasn't on the show and like lived in the garage for the whole filming of it.
What was the who's Vegeta's brother?
In Battle of the Gods, like
Tarbles.
Bulma did an offhand comment like, "Why doesn't your hot brother come over here and do something about it?" And he's like, "I don't know where he is." And they had made
there was like a 30-minute like special thing that introduced Vegeta's brother Tarble, who's like he looks like a tiny Vegeta, and he's short, and I think his thing was like he doesn't like to fight.
Yeah. And
so together, Vegeta and Tarble make up the whole word vegetable.
Yeah.
Vegeta Tarble.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the joke.
These two movies have confirmed that they have canon siblings.
Yeah.
Because the special people
Okay.
weren't sure if he was actually...
Tarble debuted in Dragon Ball. Yo, Son Goku and his friends return.
Yeah, people weren't sure how canon that was, but now it is.
It is. I hope you like it.
What if Tarble and Tights hook up?
That'd be cute, because Tarble's cute.
And two T's.
That'd be tight.
Yeah,
Okay.
and B and V are already the same in Japanese, so it would work.
Alright, so Bulma's like, okay, Jocko tells Bulma that Frieza's alive. And Bulma's like, fuck, I hate that guy. I never got to meet him, but I hate him.
I never got to meet him or do anything.
Also, there was that cool scene when Frieza was resurrected when they played that song, which was the whole reason why this movie was made in the
I
first
think
place.
it's a weird place to put the song, though. To put it in the scene where he's just like in a tube as opposed to one of the fight scenes. Now, they did play an instrumental excerpt later during one of the fight scenes, but it's weird that this is where they put it.
Well, it was like the introduction to Frieza. It was like, Frieza's back! Everybody clap! Everybody clap in the audience. He's back.
And we did.
But of course, Bulma is trying to contact Goku and Vegeta. They're on Beerus planet. She's like, fuck. And then she's like, okay, Whis, he's strong. Here, have a sundae. Fuck, nobody's contacting me. I know who to call. Krillin. He's the next obvious choice. So...
Oh shoot! Okay, I've never actually watched Geo Son Goku and his friends return, but apparently Launch is in it.
Who's Launch?
See, you guys don't even know who Launch is because she's not in anything anymore.
Well,
she's like this crazy character in Dragon Ball who she's just this like at first she just seems like this normal blue-haired like super nice chick, but then whenever she sneezes, she changes back and forth into this alter ego where her hair turns blonde and she turns into this really angry broad who just whips out a gun and starts blasting everyone.
So like an angry...
She's like Tien's girlfriend eventually, but then we don't see her ever again.
Well, hopefully we'll see her.
In Japanese, her name is Lunch.
Yep, 'cause food.
Lunch.
Oh, also, apparently Tarbell already has a wife.
Aww.
Named Gyur, and it's just like, it's like a little circle alien. It looks like a little cartoon alien. He's fucking this thing, I guess.
Tarbell's wife.
Gure.
Oh my god, his wife is so cute!
She's like 2 feet tall.
Oh my god!
Or maybe even shorter. I don't know how short Tarbell is.
She's even shorter than Trunks. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need to see this now. Okay.
Her race is apparently called the Tech aliens.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, they've appeared in they first appeared in another one of Akira Toriyama's like little spin-off manga called Nico Majin, which actually like apparently it parodies a lot of his own shit.
Oh.
Nico Majin, and then they were in Dr. Slump, his first thing, that he did, which is also takes place in the Dragon Ball universe because Arale appeared in Dragon Ball, and then in Jaco the Galactic Patrolman, and then and now in Dragon Ball.
I would like to reiterate my point from the beginning that there is a lot of Dragon Ball lore, and it's not necessary to enjoy Dragon Ball at all.
No, it's at this point it's more of his own. It's more of Toriyama's entire mythos.
Yeah, he just smashed it all together. It's like, fuck it, I made it. Put it in.
It's his lore.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. I love shit like this.
I mean, me and Nikki will eventually like go through DBZ Kai.
Yeah, eventually. I after watching this, I really wanted to watch Kai,
but unfortunately, the dub is nowhere to be found. You have to pay for it.
Which maybe I'll do. I really want to watch it.
Maybe. Also, it's not done. The Kai dub.
Well, by the time you've amassed all of them, I'm sure the last DVDs will be out.
Yeah. All right. So, Vegeta's coming to Earth. Oh. He decides he's gonna train.
Yeah, Frieza's like, I guess I should apply myself for the first time ever. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking privileged.
So, Vegeta trains, then he starts heading for Earth. Not Vegeta. Well, Vegeta and Goku are training. Frieza's also training. And now he's coming to Earth. Goku and Vegeta don't know. The time is really weird in this movie, like, the way everything is played out, like...
Yeah, everything before Frieza shows up, before he lands on Earth, is technically flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little mixed up, but who cares?
Yeah, because he trains for a couple of months before he comes down. And
he trains for like 6 months.
Yeah, and Vegeta and Goku were on Beerus planet for like a day.
Oh. Well...
So again, Dragon Ball Super will probably fill that void of time by showing them becoming Super Saiyan God Super Saiyans.
Yeah, because that was just kind of like, oh...
They can do this?
By the way, I can do this now.
Yeah, and then even Vegeta was like,
Vegeta's like, I can do any of this.
And we're like, oh, how? Like, how though?
And at least Goku like fesses up. He's just like, it'll take way too fucking long to explain. Just go with it and get punched.
What do you think this is? Dragon Ball Z Uncut? Before Kai, where we'll just talk to each other forever about stupid bullshit? It's not. Let's punch.
We don't need to pad anymore.
Okay, so Krillin gets the old gang back together.
And during
They
his
have
preparation, he reshaves his head. He has a 18?
Yep.
Shave his head, and then she is barely in this movie, but she does have the best goddamn line.
As he's flying away, she's just like, he's so cool.
I know.
My
'Cause she's
theater
like,
went ballistic.
Yeah.
People started...
Well, because I also, like, I mean, all of her lines were golden, because she, like, when she first was up, she's just like, are you sure you don't want me to go? Technically, I'm way stronger than you.
and he's like, no, you have to take care of her child. And it's like, yeah, you could also do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, I would want the strongest out of the two of us to take care of the child.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we got Krillin, Gohan, Master Roshi,
Yeah.
and Piccolo.
And 10.
Mhm.
And Tien,
Tien, who
and
literally just throws all the other human Z fighters under the bus. Is like, I didn't even tell Chaozu or Yamcha about this. My theater died.
and Jocko all have this awesome battle sequence where they just basically decimate the, 1,000 soldiers that Frieza brought on with him.
Yeah, very inverse ninja law stuff, because, like, back in the Frieza saga, like, every one of those soldiers they fought was, like, a big deal. And here they're just knocking them out left and right, because we got a movie to make.
Well, part of it was
like
also
Frieza
Frieza's
said
army
that, like,
had deteriorated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
To a
too.
bunch of schmucks.
My buddy from work says that he says that Tien is the strongest human in the series. Is that true? Is he stronger than Krillin?
It's hard to gauge because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
But probably.
Probably. He had that awesome moment.
Because Tien's the only one... Yes, you know what? I will say that simply because Tien is the only one who's still clearly training. Like, Krillin's a cop now. He doesn't have to do half the shit he's been doing up until this point. Krillin becoming a cop is, like, the easiest job. Must be the easiest job on the planet to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the Z-Fighters just should have been cops. I need that show. I need Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Dragon Ball Z.
my
So
God.
it's Krillin, Yamcha, Chaozu,
Tien.
I don't know, Tien,
And Roshi.
and Roshi, all cops.
And
Oh
King
my
Kai's their irascible boss.
Oh my God.
No, it's Piccolo.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, what the fuck was I thinking? Of course it's Piccolo.
Of course it's Piccolo, he just hates all of them.
He's my favo.
I love Piccolo.
Piccolo's pretty great.
He's a wonderful character.
And like during that fight, he like keeps the weighted clothing on. It's like, I'll stick this out for a bit longer. That beam that he shot, where like he touched his forehead and then shot it out, was that the thing he used to kill Raditz?
Yep,
Yes.
and Goku.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about that scene, where like they used all of their signature moves.
Yes.
Like, Krillin.
And like all of their signature moves have like sometimes really complicated names that sometimes you don't even know watching the show, but like there are people who know every single one of their moves. Again, probably also from the video games, because the video games obviously list them.
Like, Krillin used his disc thing, Destructo Disc.
Destructo Disc.
Tien used his eye
Tri-beam or something.
Tri-beam Force. Piccolo used the head
Special
laser.
beam special beam cannon.
Special beam cannon.
I know most of them.
It's cool that he cut down the charge time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a really cool fight sequence.
I did not know Roshi could do that. Like, I had no idea he
Yeah,
did that.
okay,
so
so-
I lost
yeah,
my
yeah,
mind at that.
That's in Dragon Ball when Master Roshi first shows up, because it's like
Oh yeah, he trains
Chi-Chi's-
Goku.
Yeah, but it was even before he trains him. When they first meet him, it's like well, no, I forget when it is in the timeline because it's been years where everything is.
Isn't Master Roshi the one who found Goku in the hole?
No, that was Goku. That was one of Master Roshi's students, Gohan.
Oh.
Gohan's grandpa, Gohan.
Grandpa Gohan.
Yeah, Grandpa Gohan. That's literally what Goku calls him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so at one point they when they first meet Chi-Chi, Goku's eventual wife, she's like this little adorable little girl in a ridiculous outfit, but she says like her father is the Ox King, like king of like big mountain man king of this giant mountain kingdom, but a bunch of fantasy stuff happened because this used to be a fantasy series. And his mountain was forever cursed to be eternally on fire.
Oh.
And the biggest flaw of that was literally just like, I can't get into my house. And so they call Master Roshi, I forget how Master Roshi gets there, but it's like, he's just like, no, I'll take care of this, everybody stand the fuck back. And he gets super huge like that, and he gives a Kamehameha so big that the wind force of it blows out the entire mountain's fire.
Whoa.
He also blows up the moon at some point with that move.
Oh my god.
They blow up the moon like 3 times in Dragon Ball Z.
Also,
and they never show them wishing it back, but it's presumed they do.
Also, I'm looking at Chi-Chi, and it's appalling how her child version is showing way more skin than her adult version. Her adult version is, very sensible. She's wearing a battle bikini. How old is she supposed to be?
At that point, like, I think if she's the same age as Goku, she's like 12 or 13 or 14.
Yeah, but with Toriyama's art, she looks like a baby.
Yep.
In a battle bikini. I
Yeah.
feel bad looking at this.
Toriyama does only 2 ages. Adorable baby or adult?
Well, actually 3. Like, adorable baby, attractive adult, or old, centuries-old hag.
Well, then
Yeah,
his
true.
actual babies are pretty cute, too. Like, baby Trunks, like actual baby Trunks.
Like a baby Trunks.
Oh my god, he's so sassy. He's just stink-eyeing everybody during that android fight.
He looks like his dad.
Oh. Anyway, so they have the fight scene.
Also, that voice you did remind me, we forgot Yajirobe, or however it's pronounced, should be in the cop thing.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Yajirobe would be the Hitchcock and Scully. He would be both of them. Of
Yep.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And they just have Oolong in there, too. The pig.
Yeah. I guess it would be Yajirobe and Oolong would be Hitchcock and Scully.
An interesting thing about Oolong and Puar that is another thing that they dropped for Dragon Ball Z because there's just no point. Like, I guess their
Which
powers
one
are
is
useless at that
Puar?
point.
The turtle?
Turtle's name is just Turtle.
Okay.
Puar's the little cat that follows Yamcha around, and he talks like this.
Okay, but that's not the cat that Yajirobe hangs out with.
No, that's Korin.
Yeah.
He's a big cat that can't fly.
Yeah, and they're like married, right?
That's the joke that they make in Abridged, that they treat him like a married couple because they're always hanging out for no reason in the show. Like, no reason to give him to their relationship. I think it's just because Yajirobe just
likes
goes wherever
beans?
people will let him crash.
Okay.
He is a bum.
Alright, who likes
But,
beans?
But Puar and Oolong in Dragon Ball, they both had the ability to shapeshift.
Oh.
Like, literally just turn into objects and other people and stuff. And it was super helpful for shit and shenanigans, but like they just never did it in Dragon Ball Z.
Well, alright. They fight. It's awesome. We find out that Gohan has been slacking.
Well, we've
pretty
known
hard.
that since the time skip.
Yeah, but...
But even worse now. My entire theater was like, "Oh, come the fuck on!"
Yeah, because apparently wasn't he the strongest Saiyan at the end of the original
At the end of the Cell Saga, Goku's like dead and thematically, Gohan's entire arc from the day he's introduced, because it's like they give his backstory and the thing with Raditz where he like explodes with enormous power, and it's like this is. At the very end of the Cell Saga, he finally is able to tap into his latent potential and surpasses his father and defeats an enemy he was unable to defeat. And then everyone was like, "Bring Goku back," and Toriyama was like, "Fuck, fine."
And so they made Gohan a dork, a nerdy dork.
I hate him. I hate Teen Gohan.
Yeah, what's with the? When I was watching Battle of the Gods and I was like, Saiyan man, what the fuck is happening right now? Gohan was my favorite character. Why is he doing this to me?
Why does he dress like a mafia accountant?
I don't know.
Because he left his gi at home.
I guess it's his
Why did
mom's
they make
influence.
that exact... Why did the writers make that choice to have him dress like an idiot the whole time? You could have just written that he found his gi and doesn't look like an idiot.
Because they made such a big deal out of, like, mentioning how nerfed he is now, I was wondering if this movie would be, like, a comeback for him in some way, but no, it wasn't actually a thing. They just wanted to remind us what a puss Gohan is now.
No, it's...
I know! I've never forgotten! Since, like, the late 90s.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
Yeah, this movie is, like the end of Z, still just the Goku and Vegeta show.
Yep.
Speaking of which... They finally show up after Whis decides to check his messages. Right after revealing Goku and Vegeta's fatal fighting flaw, which becomes thematically important later in the film.
Kinda.
Yeah.
By the end of it, they're like, wait, we were right, we're great.
So they show up. I love that scene though, because Bulma's like, just fucking instant transfer! And Goku's like, but it's hard, it's far away! And she's like, everybody fucking power up, you assholes! And so, Vegeta
doesn't want to hold Goku.
So Goku's like, hold my hand, and Vegeta's like, no!
No, I'm not gonna be cool for, even a second.
It's so funny. Oh, and Bulma...
What are you, Kakarot? A gay?
And Bulma calling Frieza out was hilarious.
I love Bulma because she's such an abrasive asshole.
That's why they're perfect for each other. They're the
Bulma's
best couple
horrible.
ever.
She's what? It's so great how horrible she is.
Bulma, okay, so I don't want to just keep spoiling all the best parts of Dragon Ball for you, but it's like, Bulma's like that in Dragon Ball. Bulma never changes.
Well, isn't her the first time she met Goku, she shot him from her car?
Yes.
With a gun?
The first time they meet Master Roshi, they're trying to ask for information about I think he has a Dragon Ball or whatever, and Bulma's trying to get it out of him, and he's like, and Master Roshi, being a pervy old man, is like, hey, do you have any of your panties I can see? And she, I think it was in, she's still in her PJs or whatever, she's got a super long t-shirt on, and, it cuts to the back of her, and she's like, I got this, and she just lifts up her entire shirt, and you can see her butt, so it's implied that she just flashes Master Roshi her cooter.
Wowie.
And he dies.
Oh my god, wasn't she a teenager in that show?
She's I think she was because
if Goku was 12, and she must have been 16 or
yeah,
something.
She's on that cusp where it's still creepy.
Yeah, because I know
it's
Battle
16
of the Gods.
16 is okay in some places.
Battle of the Gods was her 43rd birthday or something,
or 39th or something.
No, she said.
No, she was
No, she said it was her 38th, but it's actually her 40-something birthday.
Yeah, because she was drunk and complaining, and then
who was it who yelled, "You're so
old"?
old?
I think that was probably Oolong.
Yeah, I think so.
You're so old.
I love Bulma. So Vegeta and Goku show up, and it's just a fucking fighting super fight time extraordinaire. They tag. They were supposed to tag team it, but Goku hogs it like he always does. They max out, Goku goes blue hair, and we're all like, what? And even Frieza makes fun of it, what is the Super Saiyan with a blue hair dye job? Which is what everybody was saying when the promotional images came out.
I know for a fact that ever since Dragon Ball Z, there have been, fake screen caps of Super Saiyan, and, fan art of, Super Saiyans with blue hair. So it's when I first saw that, I lost my mind because every fiber of my being up until that point had, trained me to instinctively just know that was a falsity.
Yeah.
Because back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you didn't know. And so you had to just steel yourself and just be prepared to doubt everything. Mm-hmm. That's what kids on the internet these days need to learn. They just believe everything they tell them just because information is instantaneous.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up that, even Golden Frieza, it gives me some Mew 3 vibes. Remember that?
Yes!
Well, the whole design was supposed to be Frieza imitating Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
With the gold. Because apparently in Japan, gold is, fucking godly and heavenly and, the fucking best.
Makes sense.
Which became a problem when that was, the first form, and then it was oh, I need to make more.
More hair!
More!
Yeah, and also from a Western reading, it's problematic. It's oh, you need to be more powerful? Become Aryan.
Yeah.
I understand that's not the intention,
because it's the blue eyes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that's not the intention, but the it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know Samus rapped about it in one of her raps.
Yeah, in that one that I lost, that acapella one that was about representation of black girls in the media and how there isn't any. She mentioned that, and I was like, that song was fucking good.
Yeah, she mentioned that and Sailor Moon, and she was like, why are the two most popular anime characters blonde? But that's a whole nother thing. In Japan, they don't see Sailor Moon as blonde. They don't see her as Aryan. They see her as Japanese.
Yeah, we talked about that on a recent episode, that, because everybody in Japan has dark hair. A Japanese person having yellow hair is equally as unlikely as a Japanese person having blue hair.
Yeah.
So that it's just all color symbolism.
So they fight. It's awesome. Then Vegeta's like, ugh. So he goes up and he interrupts the fight. And he's like, Goku, it's my turn!
No, I get 2 turns!
If Frieza's like, is this happening right now? I'm Lord Frieza, and they're fighting. Like, is this how little
Frieza
they
only
think
had
of
like
me?
That's honestly like, I love it on one hand, but on the other hand, it's also kind of a critique. It's like, this fight is like, from the jump, this fight was one side. Like, even after Frieza's final form, like, he never once had the upper hand, really, for like a split second, kinda.
Nope. They just reached.
This was just 2 dudes beating up an alien.
Yeah, pretty much.
For 90 minutes.
Oh my god. And it turns out that Frieza's flaw is that he can't sustain his new form, which
He can't regulate.
Which is what happened the last time they fought. Because Frieza normally doesn't have to fight for a long time, and with this new form, he just reached it. He was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna use it now, and then just ran to Earth as fast as possible without even thinking about the logistics of actually fighting in it, while literally channeling all of his energy.
Yep.
So he burns out, more fighting.
Goku has him on the ropes, and Goku's like, I'm not gonna kill you because I don't kill people. And then the guy who revived Frieza, Sorbet, shoots him in the chest with a gun.
Yeah, because that was the contingency plan.
The contingency plan was, I guess, shoot him with a gun. And
well, it's because Frieza knew that he was so fucking, like, prideful, like, who keeps his guard down. Like, that's what Whis said in the beginning of the movie. It's like, you're too relaxed. You get really cocky.
You're not overwhelmed by thoughts because you're an idiot!
I love this. The humor in this movie was amazing, because I was like, how is DBZ Abridged gonna make this more funny?
Yeah,
it's already funny.
It's gonna be like making fun of a clown.
When Dragon Ball Z, because like in the time between when Dragon Ball Z and like this and like Battle of Gods came out, I think a lot of people forgot that like Dragon Ball Z can be like really funny, or just like not be about constant barrage of fighting. Like, so I think like these movies and Dragon Ball Super have really been the best of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Like, just what the whole franchise is all about. And, like, some people came out of Battle of the Gods, like, I'm pretty sure the entire fandom is warmed up to it now, like, looking back on the whole franchise. When people first saw Battle of the Gods, some people were like, there wasn't enough, like, fighting. It was just kind of silly. And, like, when I finally watched it...
running around like dipshits.
When I finally watched it, I was like, what are these people talking about? This is, like, a perfect balance. Because it's, like, all the worst DBZ movies are just nothing but stupid, like, over, like, fighting, and, like, none of it has any real connective tissue, and it's not great.
Though
these movies are great.
I did think the Pilaf gang part went on a little too long.
No, they're great.
I mean, at first I was enjoying it, but then I'm like, are we still doing this? Isn't there a god, like, having lunch, like, a few feet away? Are we gonna get back to him, or we just,
Nina,
no? Okay.
Nina, you also watched the uncut version, right?
Yes.
I imagine that maybe the theatrical version had less of that and less of Beerus and Whis being a married couple at the end.
Oh.
Okay. That's what I love.
They were just being married for, like, 12 minutes at the end.
I love it, though.
It's
good,
great.
But it's like, what is this, Return of the King? I thought the movie ended an hour ago.
What? Yeah, I felt the same way. I'm like, is this movie over?
No, you guys don't understand. I gotta see this cat eat wasabi.
And then this movie ended, like, super quick. Like, okay, Frieza's dead,
There will probably be an extended cut.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the extended cut.
More
now.
Jocko.
More Jocko.
I need post credits Jocko.
Yeah.
I need a Jocko anime.
Yes. Adapt that manga. That would be the best.
Jocko is also a DLC character in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and I'm watching the Dragon Ball Z Abridged guys play Xenoverse, play through it, and every time they have to do a mission where they have to pick, like AI fighters, NPC fighters, they never pick Jocko, and I'm always like, pick Jocko!
Everybody pick Jocko, he's the best! Oh yeah, so Frieza's like, ha ha ha, you're so dumb, Kakarot, blah blah blah. I don't.
Frieza,
the noise he made like 8 times during the movie was.
Yeah, every single character has a signature like choking gasp.
Yeah.
And it's like if you literally if you only played that audio, I could tell you who every single one's was. They're embedded in my brain since I was 10.
This dub was everybody from Kai, right? That was brought back.
Yeah, they brought back most of the cast. Gohan, well no, Gohan's the same. He's Kylie Bear. Goten and Trunks' voice is the same. Bulma, they got a new voice actress for Bulma for Kai, and Frieza has a new voice.
Who's
actor.
actually Michiko?
Who?
The lady who played Michiko in.
Oh, Monica Rial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She plays Bulma now.
Rad.
Yep.
She's good at that kind of character.
Yeah.
And obviously younger Gohan, and I guess younger Gohan isn't in this, but
No.
they changed younger Gohan's voice for Kai, which was the voice that I had trouble getting used to because Gohan's original voice, he voices the protagonist of Ian Jones Cordy's pilot, that cartoon.
Oh,
Liquid Plaza Turbo. Did
Yeah,
she also play
yeah.
Goku in the dub of Dragon Ball?
Yeah. Kid Goku and Kid Gohan, they share a voice.
What about Kid Goten?
No, Goten has his own voice. I'm pretty sure.
Even though he looks exactly like Goku.
Goku and Kid Goku and Kid Gohan also share a voice in Japanese, right?
And Goten.
Yeah, it's all the same.
They're all voiced by like I think she's about to be 90.
They're basically clones. Goku basically just like.
Is adult Gohan also her?
Yes.
Damn.
And adult Goku.
Well, I know adult Goku.
Yeah. So they just don't change anything. Legacy roles, you can't not do them. Unless you literally can't afford them or they die.
Or they die.
Oh my god. Where were we?
Vegeta's about to tap in. And like that whole time when like Goku's bleeding out, I was like, Vegeta, just help him, asshole.
Nope.
No. He didn't
He's
let
fine.
me have my turn. He needs to learn his lesson for being so dumb. So then Vegeta comes in, and Frieza's like, ha ha ha. You think you could fight me? The last time I fought you, I had you in tears, and I fucking killed you. And Vegeta's like, yeah, that happened. And then...
That was like a long time ago. Oh, and also he's like, Vegeta, come here, kill him, and then you'll be my number 2. And he's like, I still hate you.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't know what you think this is.
It's like, you destroyed my planet? And killed my
race? And then
race?
Beerus was like, maybe don't tell him that I was the one who told him to blow up your planet.
Yeah, I totally sanctioned that planetary extinction.
Because literally no one in the galaxy liked the Saiyans.
Yeah.
No one liked them.
They sucked.
They do suck. So Vegeta turns Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and Frieza's like, whoa, what'd you go, wah?
And so was the theater.
Yeah.
That was him. Everybody was like, whoa! Wait, what?
Yeah.
When?
Huh?
I mean, did they not see any of the promotional image that doesn't even hide that?
I don't know. I tried to stay away from it. I wanted to have a fresh experience.
They were selling a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta figure at AX in one of the booths. I saw it.
Oh. Well.
That was the same booth I bought my Gohan at.
Oh. Well, Vegeta kicks Frieza's ass and is about to kill him, but then his fatal flaw comes into play. And that's that he's too slow. He doesn't kill him fast enough because
he's littler, but he's not faster.
Yeah. And he's gonna kill him, but he takes his sweet ass time and gives Frida Kahlo.
That would be a very different movie.
Will Friedle.
Frieza the chance to blow up the whole planet. And Whis, saves everybody. He saves Bulma. Because Bulma promised to give him more food, and he just happened to save everyone around her, too. And they're all crying, but they're not crying that much. Actually, only Bulma's crying, and I'm like, Goku, your wife, your son...
I'm sure they were I'm sure all of them were probably just like, okay, now where did we send the Nameks to? Where's New Namek? Let's just go there. And
Yeah,
fix
these
it.
people don't mourn.
They don't have to.
It's
Yeah, the thing is that this is a universe where already death holds not a pretty low consequence. It's just a minor inconvenience. And now here's like, another way that we can unwrite death.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of
Superman the movie,
speaking of his other son, they're like, no, we didn't tell Goten and Trunks because like they were gonna fuck it up.
Well,
Yeah,
because
no.
apparently Go Trunks is
Go
like
Tanks.
an ass. Go Tanks is an asshole.
he's my favorite.
Yeah. He got spanked into submission in the last movie.
Yeah.
What
a little shithead.
And so they're like, hey, remember early in the movie when Whis said that he could turn back time to undo planets that Beerus accidentally explodes?
Let's do that.
Let's do that!
And Goku comes in and is like, no, I'll do it. It's gonna be better. And then he does. He finally kills Frieza for reals. And Vegeta gets mad.
Vegeta's like, I had dibs! And then Bulma's all like,
stole his kill.
is that like the first person Goku like straight up killed? Has he like really killed people?
I'm trying to think if he's, because I know he's, no, well, he killed Kid Buu.
Well, isn't Boo just like this?
Boo's he's no different from just a weird non-human alien. Instead of an alien, he's some demon. But I mean, like, I don't know. But then, like, see, this is what I need to. Every time I remind myself of this weird plot thread, I want to go look up the specifics of it because it's like at the very end of the book, there's a time skip that takes place even further after Dragon Ball Super, where like Pan is like 4 or 5, and in it, some duder shows up looking to be trained by Goku, and he's like, maybe a listener can fill me in. As far as I can tell, he's somehow the reincarnation of the Boo that Goku killed, but he's cool and a human, and his name is Oob.
There's more than. I thought Boo just like transformed. I didn't know there was like separate Boos. Is he a hive mind?
Well, cause originally the Boo's very first form was the fat Boo that's in Battle of Gods.
Yeah.
But then what ends up happening is it's like he splits into two Boos, and one's good and one's evil.
We're the Toon Boos.
God. And then the evil Boo turns into Super Boo, who's like big and buff and has a big jock neck that starts at the top of his head, and he's super weird. And I'm pretty sure he turns the entire planet into candy or something, or everybody. And then he turns into Kid Boo, which is this tiny gremlin motherfucker that can barely even speak. And then Goku literally gives him a spirit bomb the size of the planet.
But Boo is alive in Battle of the Gods.
That's because that's the good Boo that didn't die. Remember, I said like 3 minutes ago he split into two different Boos, and one of them was good, and that one didn't do any of the fighting. He became Hercule's best friend. I think Hercule instigated that, because Hercule showed him that he had a good side, and he became buddies with him. And then they became best friends and had a pet dog together. And the dog is in Battle of Gods. That's that dog.
Oh.
But then, like, somebody hurts the puppy, and Boo gets super mad again, and I think something happens, and he splits. He Jekyll and hides it, and splits into two. The late Dragon Ball franchise just gets more and more fucking confusing every story arc, so, yeah. Good job that was the last one. I'm glad things have almost reset. It's like, yeah, there's a lot going on, it's all pretty basic, though.
Yeah.
Okay, there's just another version of Super Saiyan now. Super Saiyan God is basically the new game plus of being a Super Saiyan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they kill Frieza, everybody's happy. Bulma explains what happens to Vegeta. Whis and Beerus say goodbye and pretty much reassure everybody that the only reason why Earth exists is because they love the food so much. Then they leave.
These movies make me hungry.
I know, I'm so poor. I have no food. And then Vegeta and Goku are like, they keep saying we would be super strong if we used our powers together and the fight would have been, like, way shorter. And then Vegeta's like, fuck that shit. And Goku's like, hell to that. And then the movie ends.
And they learned nothing.
And-
they'll never fusion dance. Gogeta will never be canon.
And Frieza's back in hell. Hooray!
Oh, they only fused in GT. They never fused in canon.
No, because there's we've talked about this at least in the chat. There's two different ways you can fuse.
They fused with the earrings in canon, but not with the dance.
The fusion earrings are the fusion earrings combination is Vegito.
Yeah.
But then in GT they did the fusion dance, which canonically Vegeta outright refuses to do because it's too silly. Even though that would make them the most powerful being on the planet.
And that's what Gotenks does, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Gotenks does the fusion dance.
I mean, if they did it, they would not have any problems ever.
Yep.
Earth would just be safe forever.
But Vegeta's not gonna do that.
And Goku also says he doesn't want to do it.
Goku's...
Because in Battle of the Gods, he was like, I hate that I have to be powerful by depending on other people. This sucks. And it's like,
yeah,
Goku, come on. Why do you have to be the strongest? Who cares?
Everybody be cool.
because he's not good at anything else. He has no other manageable skills. You'll see that in the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. He has no idea how to be a turnip farmer.
Well, can call himself the strongest on Earth. That's something.
But officially Hercule is.
Yeah,
according to society.
Yeah, but
that's what
Goku
happened,
can break his neck instantly.
Technically, Hercule did indirectly save the Earth at the in the Buu arc because Goku needed energy for the Spirit Bomb, and he tried to call out to people on Earth, but everyone was just like, "Who's this duder in my brain?" And then he was like, "Wait, they don't know who the fuck I am because I've been on the down low with this shit all my life." Hercule, tell these people to give me the power, and Hercule's like,
Attention, people of the Earth, this is your savior, Hercule. Put your hands in the air.
and everyone's like, okay, we love you, you're marketable. and then Goku is able to charge the Spirit Bomb and save the Earth.
Hooray.
But everyone thinks Hercule did it.
Well, that's fine.
Dragon Ball Z's great.
Whenever they show towns getting exploded, I'm like, so what did the citizens of Earth think is going on at any moment in time? Do they know that there are aliens? Do they just not care anymore?
In Dragon Ball, they were more aware of all the crazy shit going down. The Piccolo's dad, the Demon King Piccolo, literally just came on TV and was like, this planet's mine now. And everyone was like, well, fuck. I guess no one... I forget if everybody knew that Goku killed Piccolo. I don't know what the given reason would have been for why Piccolo's suddenly gone. I don't know, man. If anybody, because I don't know everything about Dragon Ball. I just know more than these chumps.
Yeah, we're chumps.
So, as a listener of podcasts where whenever hosts get into a discussion of something all of them aren't 100% knowledgeable about, but they still want to have a 10-minute conversation, and I'm sitting there listening, knowing everything they don't know, just please, for the love of God, if you have that urge, I understand you. Email us, and then we'll make sure.
Email Tooch specifically.
Mike Tooch, all one word, @gmail.com. Go for it.
Yeah, and then that was basically the movie. It was
great.
A wonderful time at the theaters. It was worth navigating all the fucking stupid summer train schedules to get to Times Square, which was the worst. I just fucking...
there's all these
I don't
people
even
who
care
don't
anymore.
live here.
I just
Leave.
mull over fucking tourists. I don't even care
Good.
anymore. I'm not a nice New Yorker. I'm just like, get the fuck out of my way! There's no cars coming. You can cross the street, you dumbass!
You have officially fully acclimated to the city.
I know.
You're a New Yorker now.
Yeah. I don't get to go home to an air-conditioned hotel room. I'm cranky.
Okay, but the real test. Have you ever made a driver aware of the fact that you are in fact walking over here?
I've never said it out loud, but there have been times where I try to cross the street and they're trying to left turn, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to cross the street. I have the right of way. I don't care about your turn. I don't know.
And what the fuck is the B train?
It's still so bad. I don't want to go to my friend's house because I'll have to take the B train.
It stands for the bad train.
The bad train. Alright. So I think we're done here.
And so this movie, it's extremely fun. It seems to be like a great distillation of what the Dragon Ball franchise really is about. You know, it's surprisingly very funny.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And some of that animation was really good. Not the 3D stuff that was weird, but when they were, like, flying around, like, Goku and Frieza and the colors, and I was like, what? This is actually really cool looking.
Yeah.
Although I like it sometimes, like, okay, we don't want to animate this we want to take a break from animating, so we're just going to put fireworks in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the terrible CGI backgrounds. So flat. And so non-textured.
And I love whenever they do the barrages of energy blasts, they just go like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, they did that on purpose. Somebody told them to do that. That was the best take. They chose that take.
Well, dude, like, voice acting Dragon Ball Z is both the best and worst gig you can get.
Yeah.
The Goku's voice actor Sean Schemmel in his earlier days has literally lost consciousness in the booth from screaming.
Yeah.
That's not an exaggeration.
No, I heard about that.
Everybody on Dragon Ball Z has to learn how to scream.
Yeah. I mean, screaming and heat, because they don't, back in the day when they did the recording, like, there was no air conditioning or circulation in those booths, so they would just fucking die in there. And scream, which can't be good for your body.
Yeah. Nope. Like, I've heard that, I'm like, I mean, how much screaming are they doing? And then, like, I saw these two movies recently, like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I can't scream like that.
They never
like,
stop screaming.
Those are movies. Imagine, like, 300 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of it's padding, and some of the things they do to pad is scream longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whew.
And imagine the woman who plays Goku and Gohan. She's twice the screaming.
She's a fuck.
She must,
and Goten.
And Goten. Oh
that
my God.
old ass lady must have vocal cords like suspension bridge cables.
She must. She's a legend. She's been in the biz since like the freaking 60s.
Oh man.
She's a legend.
She's a hero.
She is.
She is.
What's her name?
Because I was about to like
Masako
not doing this lady justice.
Nozawa.
Yeah, Masako
That's why
Nozawa.
it's Masako X who voices Goku in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, because he really admires the original voice
honestly,
actress.
like it dawned on me a little while ago that like because like Masako's he's like a good voice actor. He's got some like he's just developed his range since he started. But it's like when I first started listening to Dragon Ball Abridged, I was like, Goku doesn't like this guy voicing Goku doesn't sound like Goku, and it's like, you know what? He sounds more like Japanese Goku.
Yep, that was the
Like,
idea.
That's brilliant.
It is brilliant. I think it really fits because Goku is so naive.
Yeah.
Like, and dumb. Like, for me going to, like, Sean Schemmel, I was like, why is Goku being all serious? He's not serious.
So that's, Dragon Ball. I mean, we said a lot, and there's kind of not that much more to say. It's Dragon Ball. You've seen it.
Dragon Ball!
Yeah.
All right.